Hello, my name is Rachel. I am a student here at Ferrières, located about 25 minutes from Paris, and I'm here to show you what student life is at the School of Prestige and Excellence. So I carried out my bachelor's degree here, majoring in hospitality management, and furthered on with my master's degree, in which I graduate in about a few months. My first impressions here when I got to Ferrières were quite amazing. Just kind of seeing the castle at the very beginning, being able to speak with some admissions advisors, I kind of knew right then and there that Ferrières was where I was going to spend the next 3 or 5 years. I wanted to be a pastry chef for as long as I could remember, so just the program that I have, international mobility, and the partnerships it had for such a young school were perfect for what I was looking for. When I first started Ferrières, I was recommended to do an internship opposite of what I wanted to do, and so I ended up doing an internship in the front desk department at a big resort, and I ended up loving it. Just the whole cultural aspect, the perspectives of new languages I got to learn, being in front of guests, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. We also have here at Ferrières the Career Summit, which happens twice a year. It's a moment where human resources and recruiters can come and exchange with students, whether we're looking for an internship, a full-time job, or just exchange on what our career and foresees for the future. It's a great opportunity and where we can see our value and exchange with other professionals, see what we like, what we dislike, and also create a great networking. We also have here the PAP, which is a professional accelerator program here, where students directly from the first year are immersed into our ecosystem and discover the different and diverse aspects of the hospitality field. Whether you're in reception, you're in the kitchen, you're in the reservations department, you really get to see hands-on what the jobs and the hospital field look like already, what you like, what you dislike, and where you kind of see your career path being made. I got to learn how to make a bed, do a check-in, hold a plate, which was a great experience and brought an added value to my portfolio. You know, at the very beginning of the week, you're observing, in the middle, you're learning, and by the end of the week, sometimes you get to be autonomous on the job. It's still such a young school that we saw it kind of being built from the ground up, A to Z, seeing buildings not being able to exist or kind of seeing them, oh, this was here and now this is here. Not a lot of people can say that, and so you're growing with the school, which is also really neat. You also have the opportunity to carry out your bachelor's in English, with the exception of some classes, and then to be ready for your master's, which is then 100% English. As part of my studies, I carry out a work and study in the student service department, where I more focus on helping out expat students and international students kind of get their feet here in France, whether that is with the visa, with the insurance, finding new housing, just being a translator, knowing that they have someone there with them who understands how French culture and how the French system works is definitely gives less stress to them and more wanting to kind of help them feel, you know, when they're in a new country, a new home, not knowing the language is definitely a help, gives a helping hand. I also started a new program this year where we go into Paris and discover Paris in a new way, kind of to see like the real grit of Paris, the non-touristy regions, and I love doing that as well, so it gets me out into Paris as well. We also have many teachers here that actually do not come at all from a teaching background. They come fully from a professional background, which gives a one-up because they have their own personal experiences that they can tell us of how certain situations happened, on what their expertise is, what kind of knowledge, what kind of insights they can give us. I'm thankful that I chose Ferrières because of the opportunities that it offered me, as well as the schooling that I was able to have over the past few years. Brought me experiences that I otherwise probably would not have had. It's not only my story, but it's also the story of others here at Ferrières. When I'll come back in 10 years, it won't be the same school anymore. We'll say that this building didn't exist, and when we were here, this didn't exist, or this was not here. So it'll be really interesting to see. What would I say to a student who's still hesitating? I'd say go for it. If you're passionate, you know, there will be hills and peaks to cross, but what do they say? Difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. So go for it.